Think about the fight-or-flight response, right? But applied to massive institutions.
Yeah, like when sudden extreme pressure hits, do leaders panic or do they just get completely ruthless?
Exactly. Welcome to your deep dive for Wednesday, June 3, 2026. Today, we're looking at a wildly volatile day in UK news.
Right. Our mission today is really to trace how this acute social unrest is setting off, a massive chain reaction of sheer survival tactics across politics, the economy, and even sports.
Okay, let's unpack this. We have to start with the devastating events in Southampton.
Yeah, so 18-year-old student Henry Nowak was killed by 23-year-old Vikram Digwa, and Digwa was carrying a kirpan, which is...
The ceremonial dagger, right. Like a deeply sacred article of faith for Sikhs.
Exactly, but what's really pouring gasoline on the public outrage here is the police body cam footage.
Oh, it's awful. Digwa lied to the responding officers, claiming Nowak racially abused him and wasn't actually stabbed.
Right, and because of that lie, officers actually handcuffed Nowak while he was bleeding out on the ground.
Now, looking at the sources, the polarization is just intense. And, to be clear, we are just looking at what's being said here, not endorsing either side. But you've got Reform UK leader Nigel Farage telling the public to respond with pure, cold rage.
Right, and then on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, the Sikh community is terrified this will trigger a nationwide ban on the kirpan.
Yeah, they're pleading for context, right? Reminding the country of the tens of thousands of Sikh soldiers who died fighting for Britain in both world wars.
And that fracture in the public, it's just shaking Downing Street to its foundations. Prime Minister Keir Starmer is facing a massive crisis of leadership right now.
Oh, clearly.
Following the leak of the Mandelson files, those sensitive messages where Lord Peter Mandelson called Starmer's operation beleaguered and bereft, you've got between 70 and 90 Labour MPs demanding Starmer resign.
See, this is what I don't get. Dozens of his own MPs turn on him, and he's not packing his bags.
No, not at all.
Instead, he's trying to ram through this massive bucket list of legacy policies like multi-year defense spending and a social media ban for anyone under 16.
It is pure survival mode.
It totally feels like watching a fired CEO frantically trying to finish a pet project, right before security escorts them out of the building.
Yeah, but a paralyzed government is the absolute last thing the markets need right now, especially with the escalating clashes between the U.S. and Iran.
Right, because that geopolitical tension in the Middle East, it spikes global energy costs.
Exactly, which directly drives up the overhead for UK businesses. That's a major reason why the UK services sector just contracted for the first time in over a year.
Pulling down the FTSE 100 stock index when investors start really worrying about expensive supply chains.
Yeah.
But hey, speaking of energy costs, I need you to clarify something for me.
Sure, what is it?
So Energy Secretary Ed Miliband just dropped this massive new draft target to cut greenhouse emissions by 87% by 2040. He's selling this as a climate victory, but looking at the timing, isn't this just a panic reaction to the Middle East? Like a way to shield the economy from sudden fossil fuel price spikes?
If we connect this to the bigger picture, it is absolutely being utilized as an economic shield. Pitching homegrown clean energy as financial protection, well, it plays much better right now than a purely environmental argument.
Right, because you have the conservative pushback.
Yeah, led by Claire Coutinho, and they're arguing that rushing these net zero targets will actually drive up infrastructure costs and just make Britons poorer in the short term.
So while Westminster endlessly argues over policy, the corporate world is just moving on without them. I mean, look at Tritax Big Box.
Oh yeah, they just dumped £199 million worth of logistics assets.
Right, to fund a massive pivot into data centers. They aren't waiting for the government at all. They're abandoning the old supply chain model for high-return tech.
And that kind of ruthless pragmatism isn't confined to corporate boardrooms either. Politicians are doing it with pop culture right now.
Wait, you mean Andy Burnham?
Exactly. Burnham is currently riding the wave of public emotion generated by the BBC documentary series Natalie Cassidy Caring Together.
Yeah, he's totally leveraging the massive audience awareness from that show to push his agenda for nationalizing social care.
Timing it perfectly to boost his likely by-election win in Makerfield and, maybe a potential leadership bid.
Grab the momentum wherever you can find it, right? We're even seeing this exact same mindset take over sports. Look at the England cricket team.
Right, with Captain Ben Stokes publicly defending his star bowler, Jofra Archer.
Yeah, for skipping a traditional test match at Lord's so he can go play in the IPL, the wildly lucrative franchise league in India.
Stokes basically admitted that if the national team plays hardball and demands traditional loyalty, star players will just follow the money and walk away from international cricket entirely.
It really strips away all the romanticism we usually associate with these institutions, doesn't it?
It completely does.
So what does this all mean for you listening? Whether it's a corporate pivot to data centers, a politician capitalizing on a TV show, or an athlete following franchise money, the through line is super clear.
Right, when the pressure spikes, pragmatism wins.
Exactly. You can't rely on the old rules. You have to adapt instantly to the reality in front of you. Which leaves us with a rather profound question about the future of our institutions.
It really does.
If politicians operate like departing CEOs and athletes act as independent corporate franchises making the best financial moves, has the traditional concept of national loyalty been permanently replaced by sheer pragmatism? That is something for you to ponder the next time you see a system start to crack.